Today's video is all about exploring the main areas on board the fantastic Wonder of the Seas. She is not only the largest cruise ship in the world, but also a technological marvel that comes loaded with innovations, attractions, and restaurants that the passenger can enjoy at all times of the day and night. I spent 20 nights on board this beauty during a back-to-back trip that included her first transatlantic crossing, a 14-night voyage from Fort Lauderdale in Florida to Barcelona in Spain. During the 14-night stay, we had 9 sea days without any port stops or even seeing land. And unlike what many people might think, I can assure you that it was never tedious while on board. In fact, having the time to enjoy and explore everything the ship had to offer was surprisingly rewarding, relaxing, even more if compared to port-intensive voyages. Sometimes, cruise voyages have so many ports lined up that at the end of the journey, with so much to see and do on board and on land, someone might need a holiday to rest off the holidays, if you know what I mean. However, these back-to-back voyages on the Wonder of the Seas were perfect. Guests had the opportunity to experience a bit of everything the ship had to offer while on board, and to explore and experience amazing cities on the route to Barcelona. With so much to talk about this trip, I have been slowly creating a video series about everything I have seen and done during this historic voyage. In those videos, I share many tips about the vessel, the ports of call, the onboard restaurants, attractions, and everything in between. So check out this playlist over here if you have yet to see the other videos in the series. And remember to leave a like, hit the bell, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. It really inspires and helps me to create and bring more videos for you every week. But now, it's time for us to explore the Wonder of the Seas together. Let's go! Hello cruise mates, I'm Horton Novak. Welcome to the channel for another adventure. This time, we will explore together all the common areas on board the latest addition to Royal Caribbean's Oasis Class, the fantastic Wonder of the Seas. The world's largest cruise ship at the moment. I must admit that ever since I first boarded the Allure of the Seas in 2015, I have been a huge fan of the Oasis Class. And today, counting with her, I have been on board 4 of the 5 ships in the class. The Symphony of the Seas is on my bucket list, maybe even for 2023. Let's see. If you have never been on one of the Oasis Class ships, you need to experience at least once. With so much to see and do on board, they are unique vessels. However, despite bringing all the attractions that made the Oasis Class so popular among cruise fans, the Wonder of the Seas also brings many innovations and features that almost elevate the vessel into a new class of cruise ships. And because of her uniqueness, today the Wonder of the Seas is one of my favorite ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet, if not my favorite. The ship began sailing in March of 2022, is 362 meters long, 64 meters wide, and has 18 decks. The Wonder of the Seas can carry 5,734 passengers in double occupancy and 6,988 passengers at her maximum occupancy. Adding the 2,300 crew members on board at any time, the total capacity of the Wonder of the Seas can reach a massive 9,288 passengers. As with all other Oasis Class ships, the Wonder of the Seas is divided into distinct areas or neighborhoods due to her massive size. Actually, she is the first ship in the class to offer 8 neighborhoods, instead of the usual 7 available on the other 4 Oasis Class vessels, with the addition of the brand new Suites neighborhood. However, our visit today begins in another and one of the most popular neighborhoods on board, the Royal Promenade. As nothing can demonstrate better the size and luxury of an Oasis Class ship than the Royal Promenade. The Royal Promenade is the heart of the ship. This is the first area you see as soon as you board the vessel, and as one would expect on an Oasis Class ship, the area comes packed of attractions and services for all passengers. The Royal Promenade, which comprises an area of at least 100 meters long, includes several spaces distributed on the ship's decks 5 and 6, creating an almost unbelievable cavernous gallery, the kind of space we only expect to find in one of the large shopping malls on land. The Royal Promenade offers restaurants, bars, and cafes such as Sorrento Pizzeria and the popular Promenade Cafe, both open 24 hours a day. Sorrento's offers several options in pizzas, and in addition to being open 24 hours a day, it's also included in your fare. If none of the available pizza flavors is your perfect match, talk to the chef, and he'll try to create a new pizza loaded with all your favorites. The Café Promenade offers a selection of sandwiches and cookies, and a self-service area that includes regular coffee, tea, and milk. The Café Promenade is the place to visit when you are craving something small to eat between meals, and is a passenger's favorite to grab a snack or a treat after a show or before going to bed. Guilty! Most items in the café are included in your fare, except for specialty coffee, soft drinks, and some other beverages such as fresh juices. Right in front of the Café Promenade, a vintage car, in this case a red Mustang, parked in the Royal Promenade, is one of the trademark of Oasis Class ships. Fun fact, this tradition of having a vintage car on board began in 1997, when Royal Caribbean's president Richard Fane donated a vintage car from his own collection to be displayed on board the revolutionary Voyage of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's most audacious project until then. Today, vintage cars are trademarked on board Oasis, Voyage, and Freedom Class ships. Another trademark of Oasis Class ships is the Rising Tide Bar, a bar mounted on an elevator that moves its guests between the ship's decks 5 and 8, while they enjoy the cocktails and the views of the Royal Promenade or the Central Park atmosphere. The Royal Promenade also offers other bars and cafes, such as the high-tech Bionic Bar, where passengers place their orders on a tablet and watch the drinks being prepared by state-of-the-art robotic arms. The Schooner Bar, probably the most traditional bar in the Royal Caribbean's fleet. And even a fully stacked Starbucks kiosk in the middle of the Royal Promenade. The Starbucks kiosk on the Royal Promenade is an official store, and is not included in any drink package Royal Caribbean offers. However, all varieties of the specialty coffees available at the onboard Starbucks kiosk are also served at the Café Promenade. The good news here is that you can use your package, which includes specialty coffees, to buy your favorite selections at Café Promenade. Another of the trademarks of the Royal Promenade on a Oasis Class ship is inclusion of a massive piece of artwork, smacked in the middle of the area. The Wonder of the Seas features a huge metallic cowboy hat. The gigantic reflective sculpture is impressive. However, for some reason, it looks a little out of place on board the Wonder of the Seas, an ultra-modern cruise ship that features a series of sculptures of astronauts and other super futuristic artworks in all the spaces. While it's a beautiful work of art, in my opinion, this sculpture would make a lot more sense if it was featured on a ship planned to be based in Texas rather than one designed to sail from ports in China. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. But it's not just food and drinks on the Royal Promenade. The area also offers an array of duty-free clothing, accessories, beauty products, perfumes, and souvenir shops. For this reason, onboard shops are only open when the ship is at sea or international waters. And if you are looking for fun, the Royal Promenade offers a Spotlight Karaoke. The space is popular at night with karaoke competitions, and during the day with visual trivia sessions on several topics. Actually, the trivia sessions on board are so popular that it's often impossible to find free seats in either the Spotlight Karaoke or the Schooner Bar during one of the game sessions. Boleros is a Latin dance club and a bar that is also very popular with passengers. During the night, it is a place to dance to live Latin music, and during the day, to relax or enjoy a few cocktails. Walking along the Royal Promenade towards the front of the ship, you will reach the upper entrance to the Royal Theater, the ship's main theater. The theater offers different productions or artists every night to entertain the passengers. Attractions in the main theater include singers, comedians, jugglers, magic shows, and even Royal Caribbean's exclusive productions created for the ships, such as the beautiful Voyages, the Tap Factory, a tap dance production, and the Factors 2. Sadly, the Wonder of the Seas is the first Oasis Class ship not to offer a Broadway show on board. In this area, just on the side of the theater entrance, passengers can access an outdoor walking track that circles the ship and offers beautiful ocean views and fresh air. Along the track, passengers will also find some areas with ping pong tables, among other games, and chairs to relax and enjoy the view. Back on the Royal Promenade, walk towards the aft of the ship on deck 5 will take you straight to the upper level of the main dining room. The main restaurant spans 3 decks, and every passenger has a table and waiters allocated in the restaurant during the voyage. At the front of the ship, on deck 6, we will find an almost fictional place, which many passengers believe to be just a fisherman's tale or even some kind of legend on board cruise ships. But it's true, this place exists, and it's called a gym. Just kidding, I couldn't miss the chance. The gym and the spa are in the same area, and here you have several options to relax or exercise, to burn off some of your cruise calories. The area also offers many spa services, hairdressers, and a snack bar offering healthier food options. The gym also has stairs that lead straight to the running track on deck 5. The Royal Promenade is also home to most of the essential services you might need while on board, including the guest service desk, the internet desk, and the popular Next Cruise desk, where you can usually book your next cruise while on board with great savings. On deck 6 of the Royal Promenade, guests can be assisted in booking the excursions with the Shore Excursions desk. On the opposite side of the Shore Excursion desk, hiding in the corner of the schooner bar, you'll find the Crown and Anchor Society table, Royal Caribbean's loyalty program, where passengers can register, check their status, or receive assistance during the cruise. Still on deck 6 of the Royal Promenade, passing through the elevators towards the aft of the vessel, we'll find one of the most popular areas on any Oasis Class ship, the Boardwalk. The Boardwalk was designed to resemble one of those parks built on piers by the sea that we always see in movies, and the area certainly has the style and vibe of an amusement park. As soon as you enter, you'll see the carousel, another trademark of the Oasis Class ships, and will be immersed in the contagious circus music and the delicious smell of hot dogs coming from the doghouse that floods the area. All Oasis Class ships have a boardwalk and a carousel. Here, the size of the ship is even more apparent, as the boardwalk even has cabins facing inside of the ship, where passengers can enjoy views of the boardwalk and its attractions from the comfort of their rooms. Continuing with the Seaside Amusement Park theme, the area offers the Sugar Beach, a candy and ice cream shop, the Playmakers Sport Bar and Arcade, and Johnny Rockets, a 1950s-style restaurant serving delicious burgers and milkshakes. Except for the doghouse, all restaurants in the area are specialty restaurants and charge an extra cover for meals. Despite this, Johnny Rockets does offer complimentary breakfast every morning. If you want to know more about specialty restaurants, this video up here might help. I will also leave the link in the video description for you to watch later if you prefer. But the attractions don't stop there. The Boardwalk is the final stop of the ultimate abyss, the highest pair of slides in the world on a cruise ship, that starts on deck 16. The area also has 2 large rock climbing walls at the back of the ship, which are popular with kids and more adventurous passengers. It is here, almost as if floating in the air, that you'll find one of the now famous astronaut sculptures on board. However, one of the most popular attractions on the Boardwalk is the impressive Aquatheater. The area was created to bring water shows created exclusively by Royal Caribbean for each Oasis Class ship. With a depth of 5.4 meters, the Aquatheater's pool is the world's deepest saltwater pool on a cruise ship. It features dozens of lights and water jets and was built with movable platforms that go up and down, creating a changeable stage. The Aquatheater on board the Wonder of the Seas presents the dazzling Intense, the first production with an all-female cast on a Oasis Class ship. In an upcoming video, I will go into more details about the shows on board the Wonder of the Seas. Stay tuned! On the ship's deck 4, the passenger will find the main entrance to the Royal Theatre, which give access to the lower level seats in the space. The attic is another trendy venue in the area. The space is reserved for comedy shows at night, adults only, art auctions, and other small events through the day. Directly opposite to the attic is the Diamond Lounge, an exclusive area for guests who are part of the Royal Caribbean's loyalty program and have reached the Diamond level or higher. I'll be doing a detailed video about the Royal Caribbean's loyalty program very soon, so stay tuned to the channel if you want to know more about it and much more about cruises and travel. However, one of the most popular areas on this deck is the Studio B, the onboard ice skate ring. During the day, the area is open for passengers to skate or for other events, but at night, the attractions are the fantastic ice skating shows. Passing the Studio B, following the right corridor, we will find Park West, the onboard art gallery. Continuing down the gallery aisle, you will reach another popular venue on board, the Casino Royale. As the other ships in the fleet, the Wonder of the Seas features a full-stacked casino, with slot machines and betting tables. Taking the elevators or stairs to the deck 8, we will find one of the most beautiful areas and one of my favorites on board, the Central Park. The Central Park is 100 meters long, 90 meters wide, open-air area in the middle of deck 8, and as the name suggests, comes filled with hundreds of plants, many of which are replanted while the ship is sailing in Europe or America to acclimatize the garden to the weather of the region. The sophisticated neighborhood has 334 staterooms overlooking the park, 254 with balconies. As on the Boardwalk, the park also has many outlets and cabins facing the interior of the ship. You'll find many of the most popular specialty restaurants on board in the Central Park, including Giovanni's Italian Kitchen, Shop's Grill, the Steakhouse on board, and the sophisticated 150 Central Park. But you don't have to pay extra to eat something and enjoy the area's atmosphere. The Park Cafe is included in the package and offers many options for breakfast, snacks, and meals through the day. The Central Park also offers live music at night, which is a great excuse to visit one of the popular bars in the area, such as the Trellis Bar, the Giovanni's Wine Bar, and of course the Rice Tide Bar, which ascends from the Royal Promenade to its Central Park location and stays there for around 45 minutes before heading down to the starting point for another cycle. The area also features several sculptures almost hidden among the garden's plants, including one of the now famous astronauts facing the huge skylight in the center of the garden that reveals the Royal Promenade below on deck 5. As you head out of the Central Park, walking towards the ship's aft and passing the elevators, you will find another popular entertainment venue on board, the Music Hall, a space dedicated to bands and live music every night. The space is split into 2 levels, offers bars, a stage, a dance floor, and great views of the Boardwalk. Moving straight to deck 12, the main attraction in this deck is the Wonderland, a whimsical restaurant inspired by Alice's Adventures. The restaurant's theme already starts at the elevator's lobby and spreads over 2 floors in the restaurant. The Wonderland also offers beautiful views of the Boardwalk, a bar, and quite unusual dishes. I made this short video over here about the Wonderland on board the Wonder of the Seas. You don't need to visit now though. I will leave the link below on the video description if you want to know more after watching this video. The Solarium is an area completely enclosed in a glass dome that sits on the front section of the deck 15. The Solarium on the Wonder of the Seas is the first fully enclosed on a Oasis Class ship, and not surprisingly, a very popular venue on board. The adults only area offers several spas, dozens of lounge chairs, and is a place to relax and enjoy fantastic ocean views on sea days. During the day, the Solarium is the perfect spot to relax, read a book, or enjoy a drink, surrounded by the beautiful artwork scattered to the area. Or yet, enjoy the ocean views while having breakfast at the Solarium Bistro, a buffet-style restaurant surrounded by glass in the middle of the Solarium. Just off the Solarium, walking towards the ship's aft, is the Voo Bar, another one of the new and exclusive additions to the Wonder of the Seas. The circular outdoor bar located on the pool deck offers delicious drinks and fabulous views of the area and ocean, and has become one of the most trendy bars on board. In this area, passengers also have access to the Perfect Storm, one of the largest pairs of water slides on a ship. This area also features the beach pool, the Splashaway Bay, the dedicated children's pool, and 2 other pools. And if you're hungry, don't worry. The Mason Jar, the newest specialty restaurant on the Royal Caribbean fleet, is also on this deck. The American country-style restaurant offers a bar with live music and a range of mouth-watering Southern-style dishes on its menu. But by far, the most popular restaurant on board is the Windjammer, the traditional buffet available on all Royal Caribbean ships. However, like everything else on the Wonder of the Seas, this restaurant is a bit different from other Oasis Class ships' buffet restaurants. In addition to being the largest Windjammer in the entire fleet, for the first time, the restaurant has a stylish sitting area at the entrance, and also a central glass area that surrounds the boardwalk. Now, the passengers can choose internal or external views of the ship during their meals. On deck 16, back to the front of the ship, and more precisely inside of the Solarium Dome and on top of the Solarium Bistro, is one of my favorite specialty restaurants on board, the Hooked Seafood. If you like fish and seafood, you must visit this restaurant. It's worth each extra cent. And if the amazing food wasn't enough for you, the settings and the views from the Solarium are breathtaking. Deck 16 is the home of another popular neighborhood on the ship, the Sport Zone. As the name suggests, the area offers sport courts, the Wonder Dunes, the mini golf course on board, the Flowrider Surf Simulator, the entrance to the Ultimate Abyss slides, an arcade area, and even a zip line, where the passengers can cross the entire length of the boardwalk hanging from a steel cable. And if after so much action you got hungry, the neighborhood offers El Loco Fresh, a fast food style Mexican restaurant. Several bars, like the Cantina Fresca, and even a large installment of the Lime and Coconut Bar. And if you want to relax, why not sit on the padded steps between deck 15 and 16 and next to another one of the famous sculptures of astronauts on board, comfortably watch a movie on the giant screen hanging over Central Park. Traveling on the Wonder of the Seas was an unforgettable experience. What did you think? Would you like to board the Wonder of the Seas? Have you boarded before? Or she's not the type of ship for you? Let me know your thoughts or leave your questions and comments in the comment section below. I would love to hear your opinion. See you in the next video.